Hello, good evening, this is Diecast Loon. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another episode of Vintage Matchbox Mondays, and in actual fact it's episode 14 of Vintage Matchbox Mondays. Anyway, this week's video, I thought we'd just take a look at some Matchbox trucks basically from my collection. We're going to look at about 10 different pieces this week. I've got a lot of trucks in my collection. I've probably got at least 45 to 50 pieces actual fact of Matchbox vintage trucks, but like I said, I'm not going to show them all because like I said, it'd just be a really long stretched out video. I might do a two-parter actually, because like I said, there is some trucks now I've got the trucks out that I want to look at. I've realized there's some other trucks that I would like to show, but like I said, I might do a two-parter, we'll see. So anyway, some you would have seen before and some you might not have. A lot of them are in either mint condition or survivor condition, with possibly the exception of one being a little bit play worn. But anyway, we'll get on with it. So this is the first one we're going to take a look at. So this is obviously the Matchbox pipe truck, I believe it's called. So look, there we go. So it's Matchbox. This is number 10 pipe truck. So the box isn't in too bad a condition, but it doesn't really faze me because it's what's inside that counts. And here it is with all its pipes. So it's should have 7 pipes, so all 7 pipes. It looks like possibly the elastic band isn't original, because I'm sure the elastic bands on these are blue, but nonetheless it doesn't really make much difference. But this is pretty much near mint. One or two little bits on it, but most of that's probably just throughout the years of being rattled around in its box. But it is a very, very cool piece. It is based on the Leyland. It's a Leyland truck. Actual fact, one of my other trucks I'm going to show in a minute is pretty much the same casting. They use this casting for a lot of things. They used to use this same truck cab on, I think it was called the Sight Hut truck. I can't remember now. There's a little blue flatbed that had like a little plastic, like a shed, I suppose you could call it, on the back. I think it's called the Sight Hut truck. I can't remember now. But that's the same truck, so to speak. But this is very cool. 9 times out of 10, these are either in really bad condition without their cargo, or they're in good condition without their cargo. But this one, as you can see, it hasn't been played with. Like I said, it's just got a few little pieces of paint missing, just because it's probably from being rattled around over the years. And this particular one, this, if I remember rightly, this one was manufactured in from about 66 to about 1970, I believe. And as you know, in Matchbox, the trouble is Matchboxes, they did a lot of castings back in the 60s, and then when they got to about 69, 70, they then started putting on the super fast wheels, and then sometimes they carried on right into the 70s. But 9 times out of 10, they would have a little bit of an extra long run, like maybe another couple of years, and then they'd phase them out. So anyway, so that is the pipe truck, which is a particularly cool piece. Next one I'm going to show, I've shown this before, but I'm just showing it again, primarily just because it's the same sort of truck. So this is number 17, and it should be the horse box. So there you go, Matchbox Superfast horse box. And again, this is a very similar truck. This particular one, I think, was manufactured from, now from a research from before, this one came out from about 70 to 71, but they did do this truck, as far as I'm aware of, a lot earlier. They did do older horse trucks, but like I said, it carried on. This was the one that when it swapped over to the Superfast wheels, as you can see, but it is in lovely condition. This is one that I'm trying to think where I got it from now. So look at the copyright. Yeah, it doesn't say there, does it? So a little look. No, got a bit of glare. Anyway, this is one that when I got it, it had been in someone's collection for a lot of years, and the box was put away, so that's how the box has survived quite well. It's not in too bad a condition. It's got a few minute little bits, little tears, but basically it's mint. And like I said, this was out on display, but it was on display in a cabinet, so it hasn't tarnished too bad. It's aged quite nicely. It has only got one of the horses with it, unfortunately. I'm not going to get the horse out now, but these usually came with two. But it wasn't expensive. I think I paid £15 for this. Like I said, it was on a online local sale, so it was being sold locally. So again, it was on my doorstep. But this is an AEC truck, but it is pretty much identical to the Leyland truck, as you can see. And yeah, pretty much identical. But as far as I'm aware, AEG was a Leyland brand back in the day. But anyway, like I said, so I mainly showed this just because it's a similar truck to the pipe truck. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, it wasn't expensive in my opinion. Same as the pipe truck. I didn't pay much for the pipe truck. I think I only paid a tenner for the pipe truck. So anyway, so that's them two pieces. And the next couple of pieces we're going to look at is we're going to take a look at these two. So these are the I'm trying to think which ones these are now, which number they are. Let's have a little look. Matchbox. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's the scaffold truck. So minus it has no scaffold, unfortunately. But this one I got at car boot sale, possibly in the summertime. I can't remember now. And it wasn't expensive. I think I paid like 50p for this, and it's in pretty good condition. The wheels are quite nice. The screen's not in too bad a condition. It has seen better days with the paint, but at least it's got its building supplies company stickers on the side. But like I said, it is missing its scaffolds. So there we go. But like I said, this came out about 1969, and then I have the other version, which I suppose would have come out about 1970 when it's swapped over to Superfast. And it's like I said before, Matchbox had a habit of, it would make castings from sort of the early mid 60s, and then they would go right on, and you'd see them swap over the wheels from the plain wheel to the Superfast wheels, but then they would only have a run of possibly a year, 2 years, and then they would update the casting completely. But again, this one's in a lot better condition, has most of its paint. Again, doesn't have its scaffolding, unfortunately. The stickers aren't so good, but the truck is in really nice condition. And again, this was from car boot sale. I think it's possibly a couple of quid. It wasn't expensive. And you can see how the base is different. You can see they've basically just ran a plastic base right across. Now, whether this would be the same casting pattern underneath, I don't know. But because obviously this one has a rivet and this one doesn't have a rivet, so they might have to make some slight adjustments to the castings. But it is based on the Mercedes-Benz truck. I'm not quite sure of what the truck is now. To Mercedes, does it say? Can't see. I have got for Christmas, I've just been given a really cool great big 8 foot, or not 8 foot, sorry, 6 foot floor standing light, LED light system now, so I will have some decent lights now when I'm doing my filming, and also for when I'm doing my painting and modelling, so to speak. So it isn't looking too bad tonight for light, but I do get a little bit of shadow and sometimes a little bit of glare, so with the new lights it'll be a lot better for looking at finer details. But anyway, so that is the scaffold trucks. And then we're going to take a look at, let's go for this one. So this is the Matchbox Superfast, and I believe it is the Atlas. And again, I've got 2 or 3 of these. I've got a couple more of these. I've got the red, I think it's red and silver back, possibly, but they're put away. So I just grabbed this one. This one ain't too bad a condition. Again, car boot fine, wasn't expensive. And again, it's in fair condition. Got a few chips and dings, but they made quite a few variations of these. This one's got the what looks like almost a grey white. I suppose it would have been white, possibly whitey grey interior. I know they also did one because I think the other one I got has a chrome like a dark chrome interior. Excuse me. And I can't remember what the other colour version of this has for the interior, but pretty cool. 75 copyright, so it is quite old, but like I said, it is in quite nice condition, not in too bad a condition. Again, car boot sale, can't remember what I paid for it, but they're never expensive at car boot. They're never much, so that's pretty good. And then staying with a similar sort of theme, sorry, I think this is a Mack truck if I remember rightly. Let's get a bit of zoom so we can see what it says. I can't see now, bear with me. Yeah, I think it's a Mack, can't remember. Right, let's zoom out again. There we go. But again, car boot sale, couple of quid, and it's in really quite nice condition. It still has its little plastic lug in there, so the action on the tipper or the dump truck area doesn't just flop down. But pretty cool. So let's have a little look underneath. It just says dump truck. Matchbox series, some number 28, I believe. But again, they did this in a red, and they did it in a dark green. And the older version had the, obviously these are the super fast wheels, and obviously it had the black plastic. In actual fact, I think these had hard plastic tyres on red inserts. I can't remember now. I have seen the older version of this, but again, in pretty good condition. Almost, you could say, survivor condition. So that's pretty cool. And then an even older one. So this is from about the mid to late 50s. As I say, about the late 50s. It is on a. I can't remember if these are grey plastic wheels. I think these are grey plastic. Don't think these are metal. We just a little feel. Yeah, they're grey plastic, but it is from about the late 50s. And this is the crane truck minus the hook, but I will probably undo this at one point and maybe fashion a new hook for it, because it's in pretty nice condition for something that's so old. There's no real major problems with it. A little bit of steel wheel on the axles, and they'll clean up quite nicely. But again, wasn't expensive, possibly 50p. And again, car boot sale. Might as well throw this one in. I wasn't going to throw this in, it's just the fact it was in the drawer with some of the other trucks, but it is a Bedford car transporter with these very bizarre little plastic cars, which as a kid, on the original one I had as a kid, I used to manage. I used to try and pull them off. I think I did get them off in the end. I can't remember now. But this is in pretty good condition. It's seen better days. It's a little bit play worn, but it's still rolls quite nice. They made many variations of this as well. So as you can see, Matchbox Superfast, car transporter, 1976, I believe, copyright. But like I said, they made many variations. You could get it with green glass, blue glass, but it is based on a real truck. It is a Bedford, so that's pretty cool. And now I'm winding down to some of my more favourite pieces, and this is Matchbox, one of the Matchbox Convoy trucks. It is the Bluegrass Farms truck, and I actually, online on the local for sale site, I seen somebody was selling a bag full of Matchbox cars, and I could just about see in all the beaten up cars 2 of these trucks. So I took a punt on it, went and bought the bag full of Matchbox cars. I think I paid £15 for a great big carrier bag full of cars, and a lot of them were really badly play worn and broke. There's one or two little gems in there, but it was mainly these I was after. These two trucks were in lovely condition, considering they were just chucked in a bag. And yeah, they were just chucked in a bag, but they are slightly different. As you can see, one has got the white and black stripe, one's got the yellow and black stripe. I believe, I might be wrong, I believe it's the white and black is the slightly harder variant to find. I can't remember now, but these came out from about 1982, and this is based on the Kenworth Aerodyne, I think it is. I can't remember now, but it's pretty cool. Like I said, now this is in great survivor condition. So, and again, the other truck I'll show you in a sec. Unfortunately, it has none of the horses in there anymore, but the actual trucks and trailers are in superb condition, considering they were just chucked in a carrier bag. There you go, exactly the same, just obviously slightly different lines down the truck. So that's pretty cool. And then the last one I'm going to show, and this is why I'm going to do it as a two-parter, is just because I've got quite a few trucks and I don't want to get the video going for too long. This is one my partner bought me, and it was in absolutely mint condition, in a box, never been opened. Actual fact, I still have the box to it. And this is obviously the NASA transporter, and I had one of these as a kid. Again, came out from about 1982, 81, 82, went right up until the 90s, I believe. But this is obviously a cab over. Again, I'm not sure. I think this is based on the Kenworth. I'm not quite sure. Aerodyne. But awesome truck. And like I said, in really nice condition. Little bit of fade on the rocket. I think it's on this side, because the person who owned it before me had it in a display, or on a shelf in its box, and obviously the sun over time is slightly sun faded this side of the rocket, but this side that hasn't seen the sun is mint. But the whole set's mint, really. It's in lovely condition. So there we are. So anyway, so that's today's video. A bit random, I know. I'm hoping, as in the next week or so, maybe the next 2 weeks, I'm hoping to get another great big box full of Matchbox vintage pieces, so I can continue doing some unboxings and other stuff. But being a Matchbox collector, it's quite handy because I have a lot in my collection, so I can do this for quite a bit longer yet before I start running out of stuff to show. But like I said, I may do a two-parter, we'll see, as I've still got quite a few more trucks to look at. But anyway, with that, please like, share, subscribe, stay tuned for more vintage pieces, wheel swaps, customs, restorations, premium pieces, and all that good stuff to come. And with that, I'll see you all very soon. Thanks for watching.